Hi everyone, my name is Viren Khanna. I'm the founder of the New Delhi Nature Society. And through this NGO, we've been saving the environment here in Delhi. We've been saving the trees, the wildlife, the forests in Delhi. We've revived some water bodies. We're working on the air pollution. We work with schools and colleges, with the government departments, and with the embassies. We're working with all age groups to protect the environment. I'm actually a commercial pilot, qualified commercial pilot, but I stopped flying planes. And now my full-time job is to save the world. Now over the last 12 years, we've done activities with thousands of people from all age groups. Okay, just by a show of hands, how many of you have climbed a tree before? Okay, that's good. How many of you have climbed a tree this month? Okay, some hands have gone down. So climbing trees is one of the USP of our NGO, New Delhi Nature Society. We get people to climb trees to connect with nature. Now in the big city, it's a strange thing to see people climbing the trees. But in rural areas, it's a normal thing to see people climbing on the trees. And here in the big city where you all live, most of you are suffering from a disease called tree blindness. A lot of you here will not know the names of the trees outside on the road over here. Does anybody know which was the tree at the gate, the closest tree to the gate when you entered? No? So this is called tree blindness. People cannot see trees in their environment. Sometimes they walk into the tree. Sometimes they drive into the tree, and if a tree is cut outside your house, you won't even notice that it's missing. So this is a very severe disease, and it's actually scientifically documented. You can search online. It goes by different names. I call it tree blindness. And I think many years back, even I was suffering from tree blindness. So I figured out the cure for tree blindness. One important cure is by tree climbing. When you start climbing trees, then you're able to identify which trees are climbable, which trees you cannot climb. Besides that, we do tree hugging activities, tree census, tree identification. There's a term which I came up with. It goes like, the best way to understand a tree is to stand under the tree. Understand, stand under. So when you're standing under the tree, then you can see the tree in many different ways which you cannot see from the window. When you're standing under the tree, you can see if there's a bird's nest up there, if there's a beehive, are there any squirrels on the tree? You can see if there are nails in the tree. You know, it's a 10,000 rupees fine for one nail in the tree. Most of you all don't know this, but if you know this, then you can save the trees around you. Even cement is not allowed around a tree, within 1 meter of a tree. So if I'm a tree, this red carpet is a little bit less than 1 meter. But you have to have 1 meter of open soil space around the trees. But a lot of government departments, they don't read their contracts and they go on putting cement everywhere. And when you put cement around the tree, guess what? The water cannot go inside. The trees don't get watered. Nobody is out watering the trees. They're all rain-fed trees. But when the rain comes, if there's cement everywhere, your trees are not getting water. Plus, the tree cannot expand, it's getting choked. And when the wind comes, those same trees on the road, they fall down in your cars, or they can even fall down on people. But in the forest, those trees don't fall down because there's no cement around them. It's all soil everywhere. In the forest, when the trees, they drop their leaves, it turns into nutrition, and the roots pick up that nutrition and make a stronger tree. It grows taller, has more flowers, more fruit, more leaves. But outside your homes, on the city streets, when the trees, they drop their leaves, somebody comes and sweeps up all the leaves. So all that nutrition is going away. It's not going back into the tree. That's how you get weaker trees, and those trees can fall and hurt all of you. So the last more than a decade now, we've been saving the trees and the wildlife here in Delhi. This kind of work, it goes 24/7. Sometimes late into the night, we are working with our lawyers, trying to change the policies of the country. We have so many cases which we have put into the court against the different departments who have not done the job in the right way. We show them the right way how to do it so that we can save the environment for all of us. You know, many years back, I used to see trees getting cut down, and I must have been your age, and I used to think that maybe somebody will come and save the tree. But guess what? I was just sitting and waiting. Nobody came and nobody saved the trees. Then at one point, I realized that I'm the one I'm waiting for. So I started doing something about it, and I started saving the trees. That's the only way you can save the trees. If you sit there and wait for me to save the trees, it might not even happen. So you have to do something about it. And the best way is to learn from the people who are more experienced than you. I had to learn from people who are more experienced than me. So you can also get in touch with me or other people who have more experience in this field, and we can teach you the ropes, how to go about it, where to write. Nowadays you have social media, and you know the power of the pen is more stronger than the power of the sword. You must have read that in school, right? So just by writing letters, using social media nowadays, just put a post about the situation, anything negative you see in the environment around you, put it online, and somehow, somewhere, you'll get the right person to contact, and the right information will come to you. It's the age of technology, and through this, we are able to save the environment. How many of you have seen fireflies in Delhi? 2 hands, 3 hands. Okay, so I'm the only person who shows people fireflies in Delhi, because many years back, fireflies were all over Delhi. They used to enter people's houses. But now the environment is degraded so badly that we don't see fireflies anymore. People come from all over the country just to see fireflies in the Fireflies nature walks which I conduct, because there are some secret spots, and I don't expose these kind of secret spots, because people want to go there, make it into a selfie spot. Some people want to take the fireflies back home to show it to their neighbors or to their friends. But then I asked them, what are you going to feed the fireflies? They're nocturnal creatures. When they wake up at night, it's time for them to eat. But if you take them, put them in a jar, take them home and show it to your friends, by morning you'll have a dead firefly. So it's important to protect their habitat and keep them where they are. You can go and observe them there. So join us for these kind of activities. You can see the fireflies. You can get to learn about the different forests in Delhi. There are 30 different places, 30 forests which we cover in Delhi. Places which people in Delhi have lived their entire life, maybe 50, 70, 80 years, but they've never visited those forests. But I'm interested in maps, so I see all the interesting places on the map, and I take people to go and explore these places. There are some places where even the government did not know about the water bodies which existed over there. So just by doing all this research work, I was able to show the authorities where the lakes are and that we need to protect them. So this is how I'm leading by example. Okay, I started something small, and slowly I kept increasing my circle, increasing my proximity, how far I can get to, and then I've reached a point where I'm able to get in touch with so many different people, and we're able to make a big difference. There are many police stations, government departments. They all heard about our NGO. They've heard about my name, but they've never seen my face. They've never met me. So when I do get to meet them, they get surprised that they expect some person who's much senior than me, but when they see me, they get surprised to see a young person over there. So the thing is, you are the one that you're waiting for. Don't wait for anybody else. And yeah, making small changes in your lifestyle is going to make a big impact. Now you can start by switching off the lights every time you leave the room. Switch off the tap when you're brushing your teeth. You don't need to keep the tap open. That's like 4 to 6 liters of water going down the drain for nothing. Besides that, yeah, just don't use these disposable plastics. Think about what you're eating. But more importantly, here's where it gets more powerful, where you become the voice for the voiceless. There are trees and animals out there, and they're being suppressed, they're getting destroyed. So you have to start doing something about it. I've been doing all these activities in the hopes to create a giant army of people who are going to help us to protect the environment. In fact, the world should be in a situation where we don't need environment conservation because it's just part of our normal lifestyle. Now see, we are here in Delhi NCR. This is the world's most polluted place. And our lives have been reduced by 12 years, according to the newspapers. Also in the court, the authorities have submitted that at least 5 trees are getting felled every 1 hour. So in the last 1 hour you were here, at least 5 trees have been felled outside. And that's what is on record. What is not on record may be double or triple of that amount. So think about it. On one hand, you have the highest pollution. On the other hand, trees are the only thing which reduce pollution, and you're reducing the trees. There's cars, buildings, roads, all of these things are increasing, people are increasing, but the trees are decreasing. And that's why it's really important right now that we have to save whatever we have left, otherwise it won't be there for the future generations. Look at the sparrow, it's the state bird of Delhi, but we don't even get to see it in Delhi anymore. I get to see it because I know where they are. They stay away from the houses now. Humans are the most dangerous creature on the planet. But we still do see sparrows in some of the forests. We see fireflies in some of these secret spots. All these things are supposed to be there for you to experience, but because of making the bad decisions, their habitat gets destroyed and then you cannot see them anymore. So that's why we are working on protecting the environment, protecting the habitat for all the wildlife. Right now there's this deer park case also going on where the deer from Delhi are going to be shifted to Rajasthan to feed the tigers. Now imagine if you were in the place of those deer, would you like to be fed to the tigers? No, right? So yeah, we've uncovered a lot of strange facts in this matter. The deer from Delhi, they're being tied to the trees over there, and the tigers are coming and eating them. So that's not part of conservation, right? These are captive animals, and they need to have a full, healthy, normal life. So we're giving alternate locations for them to have a good life. And there are many green areas where you don't have these predators, where these kind of animals can have a full and happy life over there. There's a lot of other activities that we do, like camping, farming, tree climbing, nature walks. We go to the forest. Just yesterday, we were at Sanjay Van. Okay, how many of you have ever been to Sanjay Van? Yeah, just maybe 5 or 10 people? Good. So we were there yesterday, and every time we go into the forest, we do this activity called plogging. Plogging is while we're doing our nature walk or a jog, if we see any plastic waste or garbage lying around, we pick that up and we keep a bag with us and we keep collecting all the garbage. So throughout the nature walk, we did about 2.5 hours of nature walk. That was about 4 kilometers. We had about 15 people with us. And at the end of the walk, all of us had plastic bags, like garbage bags full of plastic. So once we got out of the forest, we felt much better that we got to clean everything along the entire path. And it's that feeling which you can't buy that feeling. Money can't buy these kind of feelings. When you go through this experiment, you try this yourself one day. Next time you go for a walk outside, carry a bag with you and start cleaning up whatever you can along the way. And in the end of that, you will feel much better that you were able to make a difference. And now that forest is much cleaner because of your hard work. It's not even that much hard work. It becomes fun after some time. When you're with your friends, when you have the tools, then everything is possible. It's no difficulty at all. You feel much better, and plus next time you go to the forest, then you see it's much cleaner than the way it was before. So like this, there are many other activities also you can do. There are small things you can do in your life. Start from there, start from yourself. And then start expanding, start going, making changes in your friend circle, maybe in your family, in your neighborhood, in your workplace, in your study circle, and slowly you'll start seeing that all the difference starts getting made from you, because you've made that experience, and then you can speak from your experience. And that's what matters a lot. So if you don't have that experience, just talking out of something that you've read somewhere, that's not going to help much. But if you've had the practical experience, then it's going to make a big difference. I go to like hundreds of schools all over Delhi, and yeah, I've seen the children growing up over the years. We've been doing programs inside the schools and colleges. We take them outside also for excursion trips so that they can go and explore these green areas before these green areas get destroyed. And yeah, over the years, they're also getting to learn and observe. Plus, they get to learn the names of the birds, the names of the trees. You're able to identify the names of the flowers, the sounds of the different birds, the insects. All these things really matter a lot. Right now, you can probably identify the different car logos or the different clothing brands. But what about what's naturally given to you out there? Can you identify those? So it's a slow process, but it's fun. It's really exciting. And there's a lot of fun things you can do when you connect with nature. You are nature after all. Look inside you. You have all these atoms, molecules roaming around. They're reproducing. They're taking birth. Some of them are dying inside your body, inside your skin. So you are nature. Nature is inside you. And don't think that you're disconnected from nature, because whatever is around you, this is who you are. So the more you stay connected with nature, the better your health will also be. And we've seen this before. People who are disconnected with nature, they have a more weaker immune system. So yeah, through this, I'll just like to wind up now that at the end of the day, the power is yours. You are the one who's going to make the change. Don't wait for anybody. You're getting all this good education. You need to use this somewhere. And when you see the environment getting destroyed, this is how you can use all your education, all your skills, no matter what your skills are. It can be singing, dancing. You could be a doctor, lawyer, anything in the world, literally. And you can choose whether to protect the environment or to destroy it. Like the way a knife can be used to take a life or to save a life in the hospital. So the same way, all your skills can be used to either protect the environment or to destroy the environment. And I'm hoping you join me in protecting the environment. Okay, so let's all get together and nurture nature. Thank you so much.